And they call me and they're like, yeah, they stole my car. I'm like, are you sure you parked on the third floor? They're like, yeah, I'm sure. But apparently the third floor also is like a slanted to the fourth floor, so it's like in between. So before I waste my resources, before I write the report, so I'm getting my car in the front seat of my car. And I just drive to the structure. Oh, there's your car. Simple enough. So yes, always try to remember where you park.
Take a picture for your car, like, for the number.
Yeah, P3, P4, whatever, that helps as well. That's right, everybody has phones now, right? Everybody takes pictures of me when I'm out there. Everybody takes pictures of the top, right? Trying to catch them doing that stuff. Hey, just so you guys know, we're recording you guys back. We have our body worn cameras too. If you guys are going to school or at work, say getting closer to the winter months, November, December, daylight savings time, it's gonna get dark. Sometimes you have late classes, late for work. So then the best thing, try to organize and walk in a group. If a suspect is gonna commit a crime, they usually target like solo person walking alone. So if you guys are in a group, most likely you will not be a victim of a crime. Ready? Have keys in your hands. You guys know this for? Yes, use as a makeshift weapon. And I don't want you guys to walk around like this at all times. or if you guys are walking and then just somebody gets close to you and you're trying to do you guys will know when it is an emergency situation. Okay? You guys will know, trust me, you guys are going to have to defend yourselves at all possible. Observe your surroundings. Oh, one more thing about have keys in your hand. I understand you. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? I mean, you guys are martial arts experts. You go ahead and do that. Maybe after today, right? After today, you get good training. Observe your surroundings. Very important. If you go in your car, especially in the structure, especially at nighttime, it's a little bit darker, it's lonelier. Get in there and right away, lock your cars. Because I'm not saying you're always going to be vigilant, but just in case, just common practice, just get in there and lock the doors. Also, leave. Don't sit there in your car. Just go home. You're all tired, go home. Another thing, before we used to have a problem with the homeless around the Civic Center area, if you're driving by, for some reason, it didn't happen all the time, but someone one day would just walk around to the cars, stopped at a red light, and just start opening doors. Of course, he didn't take the car, but it sure scared the people, right? You're just driving, all of a sudden someone tries to get in your car. What are you gonna do? Yeah, it startles you. Yeah, like I said, always drive one car towards the top. Another common thing we see, actually, so you guys know, maybe you guys see like, why should I believe him? This guy probably doesn't know what he's doing, but I do it. I'm God. But after that, I've been in office for 15 years, okay? 15 years already. And I actually started doing the campus police at USC. This never leave valuables in plain view. You guys have no idea how many times you have to take a report for people's laptops, purses, just anything that they would leave in the front seat of the car. That's not just for school or for work. If you go to the mall, you go to the theater, never leave anything in plain view. Because bad guys know that you guys are going to be either in school or watching movies for 2 to 3 hours. They know they have plenty of time. If anything, put them in your trunk or take them with you. But this is what we call a preventable crime. Like, you think we want to take a report on something that can be avoided? Right? And you guys, it's even worse. You guys are going to have to replace all your IDs, your credit cards, your phones. It's just going to be a hassle. So we could avoid it at all costs. Let's try to do it. Okay, like I said before, tip for talking with unstable individuals. First off, I would say don't even talk. But unfortunately, sometimes we do come into an interaction where they walk up to you. So if you are going to talk to one of them, or you're going to give them money, we feel bad. We are humans. We have hearts. Even me, as a cop, we have hearts. So you got to be aware of your own levels of anxiety, fear, and anger if approached by an individual, especially if you don't know them. So I understand, sometimes the crazy guy walks right up to you, you're gonna get scared, you're gonna start panicking, but you're gonna have to try to keep yourself calm, unless they're gonna hurt you. If they're gonna hurt you, you're gonna scream bloody murder, I hope, and startle them back. But you're gonna have to try to stay calm and avoid nervous behavior. Like I said before, don't even talk to these people. Don't force communication. If you see someone there, we've had incidents where, oh, you look hungry, here, let me give you food, and then they get attacked. Or you need money. So, you don't have to, but I'm not gonna tell you what to do. My recommendation is just don't do it. If you are gonna talk to them, use short, clear, direct sentences, and if they wanna talk to you, do active listening. Even if you don't care what they're saying, just at least give them a nod. So, they're really trying to ramble on whatever they're gonna tell you. Another thing, like I said before, in the stairwells, maintain and do not challenge personal space. That's like back when dating is at home, or you're walking on the street and they're blocking your sidewalk. Don't tell them to move. Let me tell them. You don't tell them, let me handle it. Okay, I'll prevent assault. Alright, this is where it gets more, not more technical, but a little bit more dangerous. But if for some reason you feel that it is the last resort, that there is no way, you know for a fact this person is going to hurt you, you're going to have to take action. And by that, you're either going to run, you're going to scream, and take action is you're going to have to use some type of self-defense technique or force to overcome whatever the bad guy is trying to do. So like we say, run. So if you know, it's a natural instinct, human body, if you're gonna get hurt, first instinct you're either gonna run. But if you get grabbed or there's a delay or there's something blocking your escape route, then you are gonna try to get as much attention as possible. Just start screaming, because at the very least, the scream will attract other people to turn around. And if you're still gonna be victim of a crime, at least all those people that just turned around, they're all witnesses now. Even if you're in shock and you cannot remember anything about the suspect, those people at least are going to remember one detail. And if you have enough witnesses, of course, then that's going to help the police once we arrive and hopefully catch the suspect. Like I said, do anything, draw attention. And he says, do not be taken from the scene. That's called kidnapping. Luckily, we don't have a lot of kidnapping, but I'm not going to say that it's never going to happen. We do have cycles out there that may one day try to kidnap someone, or a child, or anybody. So, for this, I recommend fight for your life, because you have no idea what this person's intentions are. So, what I recommend is just crouch down and get as heavy as possible. It's gonna be, while you're screaming for bloody murder, because all this, if it's more difficult for the suspect to grab you and put you in their car, you think they're gonna keep trying? No, they have a few seconds to do whatever evilness they're gonna do. So if you get as heavy as possible or fall to the ground, it's hard. Have you guys ever tried picking up someone that just like dead weight?
Yeah.
You have to do it all the time with suspects. And that makes it even more difficult. Imagine first of all, trying to handcuff someone that doesn't want to be handcuffed. Someone that's upset. Alright, so try to give her the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes you guys might say, oh yeah, it didn't look right or it looked too excessive. But I don't tell you how to do your job, don't tell me how to do mine. Except one out. Alright, these are the 5 best self-defense moves for women. So, they're going to teach you guys later on today, they're going to use these, hopefully. First of all, the scenario. You're walking at night in a desolate apartment hallway with no one else present. Suddenly, an unknown man walks towards you and grabs your shoulders. Like, what do? You panic. It's not just for females, it happens to guys as well. Or it might be a woman doing it to a guy, right? That can happen as well. So, what would you do here? Let's start with the number 1. My helper left. Alright, like I said before. Alright, the first one, push and shout. So if they grab you by the shoulders, ideally, yeah, you want to push them away, but sometimes they're going to be stronger than you. So you're going to have to use your whole body to get that person away from you. The easiest thing, you're going to have to use your whole leg, everything, your whole core, at least, don't just push. At least bring your knees down and push them away as hard as you can. And it says shout, like I said before. Make yourselves loud. That way other people hear. And they don't want to get caught, so they know people are going to start lifting, and you're causing a commotion, most likely they're going to let you go. Hopefully they let you go, and they take off. Headbutt to the face. You guys have any idea how hard your heads are?
Yeah.
Especially how hard like mine is over right now. Just head, be prepared. It is going to hurt you too. It's gonna hurt. But I'd rather have a headache for a little bit, maybe get some teeth marks and heal real good. But I'd rather be alive, right? And not taken. Another thing, if you are gonna do this, it's gonna work because usually the suspects, they're gonna be a little bit taller than you, so it's gonna be a good hit. But if they're not, when you swing, don't hit them with your face. Then you're going to get a broken nose, you're going to get bloodshot eyes, and then they're probably just going to still take. Hopefully not. Okay, open palm to the nose. Yeah, try to curl your fingers, use the palm of your hand. We usually don't like punching because these knuckles, all these little fingers, on our fingers here, they're small bones.
Yeah.
They break very easily. Yeah, have you guys noticed boxers? That's why they wear gloves. Because like now they're gonna break their knuckles at all times. So dual palms right, up in the nose, and then just try it on yourself, just tap it. Imagine if you do it full force. And it's not just, remember, you're being grabbed, so it's not just one of these. Try to go back and, like I said, get momentum and just, yeah. But if you have to crunch and break your knuckles, then just do it. Whatever you gotta do. Okay, I'm not saying don't do it. If that initial strike doesn't work, or you miss, or it hurts you, then just punch. Do whatever you gotta do. I don't like this one. Number four, right, you guys know, kick to the groin. Old male on female, that's the only move you have, go ahead and do it. But again, try, if you're gonna kick, try to not kick with your toes. Because you're gonna break your toes again. They're small little bones. Yeah, ideally everybody sees it and you go up. But if anything, try to aim for this part of your foot. Okay? And just straight kick up, pointing out that way. If that's all you have, that's all you're gonna do. You guys like the shine on my shoes? Last one, finger poke to the eyes. You guys have nails. Pretty vicious. Yeah. Even if you don't get the eyes, you're gonna get everything else. That is gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. And you're gonna have DNA, right? Usually, we've had sexual assault victims that the suspect either wearing a mask or it's at night or they tie him up, and all we have is the DNA from their nail. They at least try to fight back. So it's very, and even in those unfortunate situations where we do find like a dead body, we do scan the whole body for any type of DNA, and usually the nails are the first thing that we check.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the first one about shouting, are there any keywords that you can
Help.
recommend?
Help.
They say, there's.
No, you're just gonna get off me. Get off, leave me alone. Help, help, help. Just whatever you guys, if you gotta scream rape. That'll get anybody's attention. Anything.
That's what I'm saying.
In what scenario is it okay for us to use pepper spray, taser, pocket knife, or we have a concealed carry gun?
Okay, well, see, that's good. All these scenarios, it's good to use that, but first of all, pepper spray. It's legal for everybody to carry pepper spray. Of course, there's smaller containers, like, they're a little bit bigger, but usually the ones that they allow the public, they're half of this size. So, it always works. She said tasers. She said tasers. The stun guns, taser. Yeah, I have a taser. Have you guys ever seen one of these? You guys ever been shot by one? You know, just so you guys know, this is a taser. This is the cartridge that we use for the taser. Usually for not allow these type of, it's just stun gun only. Yeah, just a stun gun, that's only the electric charge. So we have, these are the prongs, it's like two little forks that come out when we shoot it, so that's our cartridge. And it goes up to 10 feet. So here, we can also use it as stun guns only. You see that cool little light? So here, it's just so sometimes when we shoot a suspect with the dart and it doesn't work, then we could just tag them either on the neck or the leg, wherever we gotta do to incapacitate them. So it's part or less lethal.
Yeah, I just wanna go back to, even before entering your car, you should take a quick glance to make sure there's no one in there. You never know, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, you never know. The back seat, right? You just watch all the, Friday the 13th movies. Yeah, you never know. Especially coming to Halloween, these people dressed up as clowns, you have no idea what they're trying to do.
I want to think back on your observe, it's also good to observe ways out.
Exactly, escape routes, like in theaters or even malls, even in the school, office, know where your stairwells are, know where escape routes, it's perfect. And that's very important, I'm gonna talk about real quick, but first let me finish the whole concealed carry. If you guys are allowed to carry guns, you guys have the legal right to carry guns. Put the gun in here. And you have those spikers? But yeah, so if you are authorized by the sheriff to carry a gun, I recommend doing it. But if you guys do not have a concealed carry permit, you are allowed to carry guns inside your house or your place of business. So, Second Amendment right. Yes, ma'am? Oh, the pepper, yeah, that's nothing, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. But just understand too, the pepper, if you use pepper spray, it's gonna contact the suspect and it's gonna contact you. So if you've never done pepper spray, I'm not saying throw it on your face, no, just spray a little bit and see how bad it affects your body. Because even us here in the police academy, we have the pepper spray, so we know the effects, because when we use it on suspects, and then we go hands-on, we're gonna get it all over ourselves as well. So we don't wanna be incapacitated, not knowing the effects, especially the first time that we're gonna do it. Next one. Yes, sir. Okay, so this is a summary, but before I go to the summary, she mentioned something escape routes, right? Like right now, the United States, we're having a big problem with damn active shooters. And I was just talking about guns, and you guys are allowed to own guns. But the problem is these people that aren't mentally stable are owning guns, and they're going out there to schools, they're going out there to movie theaters, Walmart, who knows what, they start shooting. And their whole goal that day is to kill as many people as possible. So that's very important to be aware now. Unfortunately, it upsets me too, because I have 3 teenage boys that are in schools. And I'm not gonna be there in case if some crazy guy goes in there and starts shooting. So what I recommend you guys do and talk to your kids and your loved ones, if it does happen, try to shelter in place first of all. Actually, take that back, one step back. If it's like an open field, remember Las Vegas, that shooting? There's open field. If you guys start seeing the rounds coming or people down, just run. Just run the opposite way. Don't try not to like cower down and just don't move, because then you become an easy target. You gotta run and get the hell out of there as soon as possible. And if anything, you gotta go to cover. Remember, there's 2 different things, cover and concealment. An example is like a brick wall. That's cover, because it at least stops some of the bullets. If you go behind a bush or something that can still be penetrated, that's just covering, that's just hiding you. So there's a difference between cover and concealment. If anything, if you're gonna go behind the car, that's all you have, go behind the engine block. Don't go behind the doors. Usually doors don't stop high-powered assault rifles. Okay, another thing, if you're inside like a school or your office building, and you start hearing shots fired, and you start seeing people running, just close the doors, start trying to barricade as much as possible. Put stuff in the door, lock it, and then the suspect that's gonna be walking the hallways, he's gonna go the easiest path of resistance, which is the open doors, the open space. If you guys lock the doors and even hold it to get away from the main door and tie it up, he's not gonna try to force open the door if he has plenty of other options. So I need you guys to be safe for a little bit. But in those cases where he is gonna go in there, you guys are gonna have to be prepared. Cause you know, his one intention is to kill as many people as possible. So you guys as a group are gonna have to, fight for your lives. If anything, just, you guys have to go home at the end of the day. So, you guys gonna have to formulate a plan. Remember Flight 93? You guys don't remember those guys? The terrorist attacks, the 9/11, before the airplane. They were getting calls from their family, they were getting calls, and they're crashing, they're hijacking planes, they're crashing into buildings. So, the passengers, they formulated a plan, and they said, yeah, we're gonna try to take the plane back. And unfortunately, it didn't work out, but at least it prevented them from crashing somewhere else and killing more people. So they gave that sacrifice. But if anything, you guys are gonna have to sacrifice yourself to save other people. I know we don't wake up every day and say, you know, today I might have to, you know, fight for my life. I might have to kill a bad guy. I don't even come up every day like that. I hope I never get to kill anybody. But society is in a bad place right now. So just always be careful and try to have a plan, especially if it's immediate and your life is at risk. Always try to do what you gotta do to go home. So let's do a quick summary. Our goals are safety and survival. Again, there's no perfect defense system, okay? But if we could get the odds in our favor, I recommend do as much as you can to put it that way. So you put odds in your favor and use best practices. Avoid bad situations of their surroundings. This is just simple enough as far as you're walking down the street and you see, like a gang. We should try to avoid gangs, like if there's 3 or more people, we as the police, especially in Santa Ana, we go and we target them, because that's technically a violation of gang. So if you see a group of gangsters, you know, or just bad people, if you could cross the street, just cross the street. If you could avoid it, just avoid it at all costs. Again, like I said, with the homeless situation, there's an encampment, just cross the street. There's a crazy guy in the corner, just go somewhere else, but take the long way that day. Try to avoid that if you could prevent it. Always have a plan, like we said, especially knowing the escape routes, and at least having that in your mind. Not necessarily everywhere, but as far as just general, in schools, perfect example, at work. Just know where the stairwells are and know how to get out. Ideally, you guys are gonna get good self-defense tips today, and that's great that you guys are here, but there's also online videos. YouTube has everything. Yeah. So go to YouTube for everything from self-defense, safety tips. And again, safest route to your destination. I know we put our address on the phone. These maps are awesome, right? They tell us exactly how to go. But sometimes they're not accurate, or sometimes they might be detours, or sometimes they even might send you through like a bad part of town. You guys don't always have to listen to your phones. If you know the safest route, it might be a little bit delay, might take you a little bit longer, but go ahead and take that delay. It's just safe, might as well safe than sorry. And real quick, reporting an incident. What we want for this, well, here, of course, the contact SCPD, but not for everything, especially if you don't live here. Contact SCPD, you gotta call your local municipality police department. Call 911. People usually get annoyed. At least I've been told when I get to a call that the dispatchers are taking forever, that the dispatchers are asking a million questions. Has anybody had that experience? It seems like they're asking for everything, even like your social security number sometimes. It feels like it. But no, we just want to get the pertinent information as far as what just happened. Did you get robbed? Did you get hit? Like, did you lose something? Was it a theft? Or just tell them exactly in plain English, like what happened to you. Suspect descriptions, and this is because the officers are going to be on our way. We're going to be on our way. So if you tell me male Hispanic, wearing a black shirt, green pants, and at least that's all you remember, just give us that. And then location. A lot of people just call 911. They're like, send the police now, and then they hang up. There is a way. No, we are able to ping your location, but it does take time. There's a delay. If it's an emergency, do you want us to delay it? No, right? So at the very minimum, try to give your address or your location. And I understand maybe if it's that big of an emergency, and you might not be able to, just try to throw any type of information relevant to that location. I'm not gonna say you're always gonna know where you are, because say you're driving through a new city, a new street, and something happens, you call 911, you have no idea where you are. So Just try, if anything, see a license plate, just tell them, I don't know where I'm at, but can you run this license plate? Usually the homeowners, they have their cars registered, that's a last resort. Or just a street, they get good for street signs. Common practices we do here in the police department when we're learning the new city, we're driving by, and every time we go on these streets, we look at the intersections. And for our new trainees, one way we test them is they're riding with us, and as we're driving, we stop halfway down the block. Okay, I got shot. Scenario, I got shot. Call it in. What would you say? Sometimes they know where we're at, other times they stumble. But if you put them on check like that, that's how we learn to always be vigilant for the streets. So it's a common safety practice. Anybody want to be a cop? Okay, good. One guy here, just kidding. No, okay, good, yeah. We offer ride-alongs too. If you guys ever want to know what Santa Ana PD does on a regular day, we have ride-alongs too. So I highly recommend them.
Quick question. Oh.
Yes.
So like, is there like a certain amount of time that the phone call has to last if there's a situation where, you know, they hung up because they had to? Like, if it was just live like 3 seconds, could they still do the ping for the location?
Yes, if it sounds like an emergency, because sometimes it is kids playing on the phone. So, yes, and that's at the discretion of the dispatcher. Anybody want to be a dispatcher? They make your money, I'm just saying. But it is a very difficult job. I don't think I'd be able to be a dispatcher, because they have to screen all the calls during an emergency situation to try to get all that pertinent information. So I myself would not be able to be a dispatcher, but it's still a great career if you guys choose to.
I wanted to add on when it comes to those calls, tracking location. When it comes to cell phones, it's hard to ping because they only go to the cell tower, not to the actual location itself.
Yeah, cell phones, especially. Does anybody still have a landline at home? See, only a couple, but look at everybody else. So yeah, cell phones. You know, cell phones is a little bit tricky because when you call 911, it goes to the towers, but then it goes to the California Highway Patrol first. So if you're in an emergency, you give them the location, then they have to give it to the responding city where, usually it is the neighboring city where the call came in. But there's another delay, just so you guys know. I know people always say, like, it takes forever for the cops to respond, right? Another thing on that is, when you call a dispatcher, there is a priority on calls. So if you call for a music complaint, of course it's lower priority as opposed to like a robbery in progress. Or even a theft. A theft is a crime against property. That's gonna be lower priority than an actual robbery or assault. So just understand the different type of calls. And here in Santa Ana, we do have, unfortunately, we do have a lot of calls always pending. So we'll get to them, but just know those low priority calls, sometimes there is a delay.
Those anonymous calls, are they always anonymous?
Okay, that's a good question. Anonymous. Look, every call, if you guys call, don't block your number, the number will show up. But one thing you guys do have to say is, I want to remain anonymous, or I do not want to make contact. Because sometimes they're calling to report a crime. They're not a victim of the crime, but they're reporting the crime in progress. And then we as cops, we want to get every detail as possible once we get to the scene. Sometimes we want to go talk to that person that made the initial call. But if you make a point to tell the dispatcher, I want to remain anonymous, then that's it, then we won't talk to you. You gave all the information you're gonna give. Thank you initially for calling and giving that initial information. But every single one of you has the right to remain anonymous. But make sure you guys have to state it. If you don't, then we will have to go and contact you. That's just because we want more details. But I understand, you guys are the ones that live wherever that location occurred, and you guys don't want to be dealing with any aftermath in case somebody wants to retaliate because you guys called cops. So always try to remain anonymous unless you guys want to provide the information. Good question here?
Oh, yeah, cause, there's been experiences with other people that remain anonymous, but have been told to go to court. And they were just, after that, like, they're never gonna do it.
Yeah, they've been told to go to court, but you don't have to show up to court. It's not mandatory. Yeah, you get subpoenaed, but yeah, if you don't want to participate, tell the district attorney, don't show up, just call them, hey, I don't want anything to do with this case. You have the right to not show up to court, yeah. Unless you get indicted, and that's like federal crime, yeah.
If you do, sorry, with that, what she just mentioned, if you do go to court, can you say you wanna be anonymous there?
Yes, you can, and yes, if you tell them there, before you testify, then they'll use me as your witness. If I took your statement, then it's called Prop 15, then I get to testify on your statement. So yes.